Meeting
I'm a
is now.
veteran of hurricane coverage. Went through Hurricane Andrew in Miami back in 1992, just over 20 years ago, and certainly learned some lessons about what to look at in this kind of story. The Hurricane Sandy story to me is a where and a who story. It's not so much a what. The Hurricane Andrew story actually was what. In fact, what went wrong. We did a lot of work looking at how the building codes had been weakened and sort of what magnified the size of the disaster. I don't think that's going to be a lot of the story for Hurricane Sandy. But in this case, I would say the thing of most interest to most people will be great sort of micro detail on where damage is. The mapping is going to be exceedingly important. It's something that people who are, recovering their lives or who are trying to see what other people are going through want to look at maps and get right down to the neighborhood of their own area or the people they know. So the more detail you can gather on that, the better. That small resolution mapping is going to be a key thing. Hurricane Andrew was sort of one of the first big disaster mapping stories, and certainly the technology today is dramatically better. The data that you have available and the different ways it can be displayed is just extraordinarily better. In fact, the difference between the Andrew stuff that I did and what was done for Hurricane Katrina is, sort of an order of magnitude more interesting and detailed and so on. So today I would expect we can do even more with that. The data sets you want to have in hand, and of course this is all stuff that ideally you would have gathered already and have familiarity with. One, you need good map files. If you can get mapping data from your, let's say from your property tax department that goes right down to the parcel level, that'd be fabulous. At the same time you're getting that from the property assessor's office, make sure you get a copy of the property tax roll. The tax roll has great detail about all kinds of useful things about every piece of property, the size of it and the value of it, and often the type of construction and the year it was built, and all those kinds of variables that are important for this kind of story. Another, at the beginning of this, I said this is a where and a who story. The where, certainly can be explored with the map, but the who is going to be really important. Who is affected, and taking a good detailed look at the census data for the areas that have been hit, I think will be very revealing. Looking particularly at poverty and race. I know after Hurricane Andrew, the areas that were longest to come back were the ones where poor people didn't have the insurance and the other kind of resources that those of us who lived in the more upscale suburbs were able to get. So trying to, say, overlay damage with census data, I think will tell you something, give you some sense of basically the demographics of the people who are going to be directly affected by this thing. If you can get insurance information, the amount of coverage in different areas, that's harder to get. Obviously, different companies have this, and it's proprietary, but there may be some kind of central government collection of that kind of thing. So I would say be asking around for that. And then what you really want to be able to get is detailed database of house by house damage. This probably will take several days after the storm to be able to get. I remember for Hurricane Andrew, it was the sort of the first data that we got was 4 or 5 days afterwards, and then it was a matter of over the next month, sort of every 2 or 3 days, getting new additions to the database until we had a database of well over 80,000 homes that were damaged or destroyed by this. But again, the nice thing about those kinds of databases is almost certainly they will have detailed identification information that will let you match it up, for instance, to the property tax roll. And with that, you can explore the basically the patterns of the damage, and particularly the people who were affected. That's I guess the best of my lesson from Hurricane Andrew. I'm delighted not to have to go through that again, and I wish all of those of you who are tackling this kind of story, remember it's a great story, but if your own home or family is affected, like mine was, make sure you take care of that too.